welcome to Teal House Farm. Today is Saturday, which means it is movie day for the kids. That's what we call it. Basically on Saturdays the kids have to eat breakfast, they do their chore, and then they have to play outside for at least an hour and get some fresh air, and then it's whatever they want to do. They can use their tablets, they can watch a movie, they can play video games, they can help dad if he's doing something outside they want to help with, but there's no school. And we let them use the electronics if they want to. There's no restrictions on those. And Saturdays help me get a lot of big projects done. So today is canning day. I've got a big pot of beans started. We're gonna boil them, turn that off, and let it sit for a while. And I'll make that into some ham and bean soup that I'll can up. I also have this bucket of green beans I just picked this morning. I'm going to raw pack can these to add to the pantry. I really find it worth my time to do multiple canning projects in one day. Once you have to get everything out, you have to keep the little kids busy. I let the older kids help, and a lot of times they want to, but canning is hot and it's a lot going on that has to be done quickly, and it's really hard to have really little kids underfoot, and it's not safe. So I usually save my big canning sprees for Saturdays when we have this movie day, and I honestly can keep the little ones distracted. So I do not have a root cellar. Well, actually, if you've been following us for a while, you'll know that there is a root cellar on our property that is buried underneath where the goats are right now. And one day we would really like to dig it up. That would be a cool adventure. But it takes big equipment to do that we don't have, and so buried it stays. But anyway, since I don't have a root cellar, all of my canning gets put in this one pantry. I do wish I had a bigger pantry. I try to be as organized as possible to use every inch of space, since there is very limited storage in an old house. We just don't have closets. So I'm gonna give you a little tour of what I can and what I might use it for, because I really can a large variety of things. First, let me say, if you are on the OCD spectrum, this might bother you a little bit. I don't organize my canning any certain way because there's always things coming in and going out to eat. So if you are the type of person that needs things organized by vegetable type or soup, look away, because that's not how I do it. On the very top, way up there, we have beef broth. Canning your own broth is extremely efficient. It's basically free. You save your scraps and your bones and you make it, and you'll get a ton off of just a little bit of scraps, and then you don't have to go spend $1 on broth when you're already producing the scraps and throwing them away from your vegetables and meat. Chicken tortilla soup without the tortillas, so just pop it open, warm it up, and add some sour cream and tortillas, maybe a little cheese. This is barbecue pulled pork for sandwiches or just eating on the side. Hamburger stew is one of my favorites. You can eat it just like that out of the can. It's a tomato-based stew type soup, or you can really dress it up. You can add in some noodles, lots of cheese, even some rice, and make it more of a goulash. Canned potatoes are awesome when you are in a hurry. You pop open a canned potatoes, you can have mashed potatoes in 5 minutes. I actually do not grow potatoes. I find they don't do well in my garden, and that they're not worth the effort for how many that you get. So I actually wait and I find potatoes that are super cheap on sale, because you'll see really good sales. Like these potatoes that I have left are from a canning I did a year ago, when I found 15-pound bags of potatoes for $1.50 each, which is an incredible deal. Much cheaper than buying canned potatoes. So I brought them home and I canned them all up. It made a ton of quarts of potatoes, and we've just been eating through them since then. I have baked beans, sliced up apples, and behind that are sliced up pears that I use for pies or frying up for breakfasts. Lots of pickles, because I really like pickles. This is chicken broth, same theory as the beef broth above. And first year I've canned banana peppers to be used for sandwiches. Corn, This rack here is a jalapeno vegetable stew. It's got lots of beans in there too. It's a tomato based. It is delicious with some sour cream and cheese and cornbread on the side. It is a great winter meal. I needed recipes to use jalapenos because I have so many from my garden this year, so this was a great addition this year to our pantry. Pickled beets. I love pickled beets. Nobody else does, so that's mine. Sliced peaches, which is the same theory as the fruit above. Excuse me. We have some putty there for school. Canned hamburger is a great time saver. You can throw it in your hamburger helper. If you are in a super hurry, forgot to defrost your meat, it's all ready to go. It just needs to be heated up. Canned squash. Squash is one of those that you're technically not supposed to can. Well, they say that they don't know if it's safe or not, but I do. And then I fry it up or use it in a squash casserole or in soups. It's delicious. Green beans, which I'm sure you have seen. Canned sausage, which I need to do more of. We're almost out. You can can sausage in patties or ground. It's great. This ground one is great. Pop it open and use it to make some gravy. I have a video on how to can sausage. I will link that above. Beef stew. Canned beef stew is so tender and delicious. I don't think I will ever make it fresh and eat it that day without pressure canning again. It is that good. I have a little bit of this chicken rice soup left. It's almost gone. And ham and beans, which I'm making more of today. We don't eat it very much in the summer, but in the winter we really go through it. It's one of Sam's favorites, so I am stocking up. I love canning it in pints because this is a great individual size. I'll send Sam to work with a pint of ham and beans and he can just pop the lid and warm it up in the microwave in that jar, which is great. We're almost done. On the bottom we have vegetable broth, same theory as the other broths. Apple syrup, which I love. You use it on pancakes. I also use it in marinades for meat, like especially fish. Just marinate the fish in the apple syrup. It is delicious. And then applesauces. This is a peach applesauce. This is a mulberry applesauce. And usually over here I have a ton of spaghetti and pizza sauces, but we are at the end of last year's supply. I just have 2 jars left, and I make spaghetti and pizza sauce in one huge hard day in the fall. I freeze my tomatoes throughout the summer, and then one day I get up early and we start early and I just get it done and make all my sauces from those frozen tomatoes. It's just much more efficient to do it that way than it is to try to be doing it throughout the summer. Squeezed way up on the top up here are all my jams and jellies, different varieties that I make from whatever we've got on the farm. So that is a real quick tour of my canned pantry. I know there's a lot in there. If there's anything that you would like to see how to can or a recipe for, please comment below. I'm more than happy to share. Canning is something I really enjoy. I know pressure canning is something a lot of people are a little bit scared of. Once you get started, you'll realize that as long as you follow the rules, it's very safe and you'll be very safe. Equipment has a lot of fail-safes to it. As long as you take good care of your equipment and you follow the rules, you're gonna be fine. One of the big reasons that I love canning is because with a lot of little kids at home, you feel like you spend all day and nothing to show for it. Am I right? You clean and you pick up and 2 seconds later it's dirty. You make a meal and 2 seconds later it's gone. So canning is one of those things. I start the project, I finish the project, and I put the project away, and I can walk into my pantry and look at it and say, aha, I have accomplished something that has lasted. So thanks for watching. If you have any comments, don't forget to leave them below. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, and we'll catch you next time. Ouch.
That's really stuck. I can't do it, Mommy.